Whether you like him or not, or whatever your politics are, or whether or not you're an American, I'm not an American, so I really don't have any political horses in the race, but I do have a financial horse in the race because what happens in the United States very heavily affects what happens around the world economically and particularly with cryptocurrencies at the moment, anyway. And it is amazing how just in the last, I don't know, 4 years, things have really shifted in terms of crypto and political stands and who supports whom and what people believe and which candidate people are backing and donations and stuff. And this guy, Donald Trump, again, like him or not, has been one of the major factors in this. Now, I was quite aware of US politics back in 2021 and 4 years prior to that. We followed the campaigns, the elections, the shenanigans, the Russia, the China, and all that sort of stuff, right? We followed the whole thing from outside the United States because you guys, what you're doing there has an effect globally, believe it or not. And he's kind of an interesting figure, right? And now he's been an interesting figure and very influential character in the cryptocurrency sphere. Now, because of that, he's witnessed some movement in the support group, right? So, first of all, you can call him now the crypto candidate. He's talking big on crypto. Obviously, he's more pro crypto than Biden or most people in the Democratic Party, right? And he's been talking big about, letting crypto really fly in the United States. And probably because, he doesn't want another country, right? Like a country in Europe or in Asia taking the front seat in crypto, especially when cryptocurrencies were effectively developed in the United States. It's sort of their baby, but now the whole world has caught onto it, and somehow the government of the United States is holding back innovation in America, and other people around the world are seizing the opportunity to move ahead. At this very present time, the US is still ahead, but it's only a matter of time before, Hong Kong, Dubai, Switzerland, Poland, I don't know, whoever else moves right to the top of crypto, right? So that's one thing that obviously, from just a competitive point of view, someone like Trump won't be happy about, right? And rightly so. If you're a patriot of your country, why would you want industry and innovation to be stifled, right? He's also obviously on first name basis with all these financial elites, right? Which, of course, we know are accumulating. We know that they are saying one thing publicly and doing something else in the back, especially, JP Morgan's Jamie Dimon, right? For years, decades now, this is his MO, right? He says one thing, he comes out and says something, and it does the exact opposite in the background, right? And I'm not surprised to see this headline saying he's changed his tune. Trump reveals JP Morgan CEO's sudden Bitcoin and crypto flip amid huge price surge. It's not sudden. He's always been pro crypto. He just wanted to be the one who dominates it. He's not happy about the decentralization of Bitcoin. He's not happy about the empowerment of non-elite people. He wants his bank and his friends, right? Bigger banks, Chase, Citi, Goldman Sachs, all those guys, right? The people that he plays golf with, they want to keep a domination when it comes to global finances, right? So, the US President Donald Trump met JP Morgan Chief Executive Jamie Dimon, who has previously slammed Bitcoin, crypto, and their huge price swings, and some 80 other top CEOs last month. See, for me, that's a bullish that's a bullish thing. If Jamie Dimon comes out and starts slamming something, you should see that as something bullish because you know that more often than not, he's at the back accumulating this stuff. And basically, he's called it a Ponzi scheme, he's called it a scam, all sorts of things. But in the meantime, news kept coming out that his financial investors, his advisors, his portfolio managers in his company were out there accumulating. They were applying for ETFs and all sorts of things, right? While they're figurehead, Jamie, was out there talking nonsense. But it seems like, everyone's accumulated as much as they want. He's probably in a dominant role now in terms of how much Bitcoin his company has, and probably has some himself personally. And now with, a potential president, another friend like Donald Trump in the helms of the government, he can come out and say, yeah, it's a good thing, especially now if he has some political power and control over Bitcoin, right? If he becomes Gary Gensler, now he has the power to regulate and do as he pleases. So it's all a power play. So we should see past that, right? And another thing is there's been a political shift in who supports Trump and who doesn't. For instance, again, I remember just 4 years ago, or even up to 10 years ago, people in the tech industry weren't really pro-Republican or pro-Trump specifically. Even people who were right-leaning in Silicon Valley tended to be anti-Trump because of the sort of the media battle between the two figureheads, right? You have, the Silicon Valley goons who are out there censoring people, releasing algorithms that were quote unquote woke and doing things that were seen to be anti-American. And then you have Donald Trump, who was out there, with his fake news, bashing CNN, bashing Google's algorithm and all that sort of stuff. So they were, if not at least conservative, non-conservative, mostly liberal, obviously, in Silicon Valley and many universities out there, right, that produce these people. But, we're starting to see a shift because the so-called Liberal Party, the Democrats, have demonstrated over the last 4 years that they're vehemently anti-technology, right? Especially when it comes to cryptocurrencies. But it's kind of ironic. It's an upside down, topsy-turvy world where the people who are supposed to be progressive are the ones holding back progress. And the ones that are supposed to conserve the status quo are the ones that are supporting this innovation. And I think that the reason is, apart from the technology itself being progressive, I think it's the freedom aspect that is attached to this technology, specifically cryptocurrencies, that is attractive to conservative people who want a smaller government and more freedom, right? This is particularly interesting to libertarians who are like way on the edge, who want almost no government at all. They want to be completely sovereign. They don't want to pay taxes for sure. And they want to run their own affairs. They don't want the government coming in and deciding what they can do with their finances. And I think that the possibilities that does and that gives to that crowd is why they're vehemently pro-crypto. That technology gives it to them. But what people might not realize is crypto is a tool, right? It's a medium. It can serve as a medium of freedom to deliver that freedom that people want. But at the same time, it can serve as a medium to deliver socialism, for instance, right? Which is the opposite of that. So we can have CBDCs, for instance, where the government can completely take control of your wallet, completely take control of your finances and what you buy, you don't buy. They can distribute according to some algorithm that they've set up. So just as crypto is able to give these sovereign people their sovereignty, it's able to give government absolute control. So it's a tweak that has to be figured out. It's a dance that has to be figured out, right? It's not one or the other. But again, whoever controls the narrative in the news decides what people think, right? As you can see here, it says former President Donald Trump used to be persona non grata in Silicon Valley. Nearly all of the dollars spent by Silicon Valley elites in 2016 went to Democratic nominee Hillary Clinton. In 2020, those elites spent even more to defeat Trump. The few who supported Trump that year, such as venture capitalist Peter Thiel, the co-founder of PayPal and Palantir, did so knowing that they were standing on the third rail. And many did not speak openly about it for fear of backlash and could hurt their business. But something has changed. This week, the Wall Street Journal reported that Elon Musk, who endorsed Trump on Saturday after the assassination attempt against him, planned to spend $45 million to a pro-Trump super PAC starting in July. $45 million is a lot, okay, for Elon Musk. probably one of the richest people in the world, if not the richest man in the world at the moment. That's chicken change, right? But, that's a lot of money for anybody to, support someone with, right? And who else is supporting Trump? Indirectly, by opposing a Democratic candidate, is Ripple, yeah? Which is what affects our XRP, right? So Ripple backs Deaton with $1 million donation in Senate race against Warren. So Warren is the incumbent and they want to replace her. They want to have her thrown out. Just like, if Trump comes in, best believe Gary Gensler's gone, right? So Ripple has the back of one of the strongest supporters in his attempt to unseat powerful Senate crypto foe Elizabeth Warren. So as you can see, crypto is kind of fighting back, or the people in crypto are basically taking their money elsewhere, right? They've supported one party for a decade, and that party has come back to bite them, right? To shoot them in the foot. And they're taking their support away because at the end of the day, it's the person who has the money who's controlling what's happening in the background, right? Powers that be are being affected by the anti-crypto stance of the, I think, Democratic Party, unfortunately. So now they're moving to who is going to, give them what they need. Now, again, have their politics changed? Probably not. But when it comes to money, it supersedes a lot of personal beliefs, and people are willing to sacrifice their belief system for, the almighty dollar. And that's just the bottom line.